Oh shit, I'm sorry. Sorry about what? My daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our onions. And I gotta say, it's one impressive onion. Sometimes, when I cut too hard in it and rip off the skin of the outer shell, the juices get into my eyes. And it fucking hurts like hell. Well, my daddy taught me how to cut the onions without the juice getting in your eye. Really? Think you can come over here and show me how to do it? I'd be right happy to. Good day to you, people. It is cooking rig today. Not the normal rig, not the normal commando rig, but cooking rig today. Bringing you a new cooking/react video as always. It's been a while since the last one, and yeah, I don't know. It's like whatever, complaints or whatever. But hey, at least you can enjoy my usual meme and gameplay videos. Right? You do watch them, right? Please come on. I really work hard on them. Anyways, today I'm bringing you a new recipe, as you can tell from the title, and it's gonna be the legendary American mac and cheese. I don't know. It's been I'm an experienced chef for almost over a decade now, and you would think that I would know how to cook this one, but alas, I do not know. I've never cooked it in my life and never imagined that I would make it. I mean, I used to put like normal like macaroni and sprinkle cheese all over the top, but it's not really the mac and cheese that Americans always, kind of like to brag about it. The staple dish of any American household all over the United States. But I thought I could try to make it. I already actually made one, but it was in the boxed one. I believe it was Mississippi mac and cheese that I bought in Sweden, imported from America just for me, because I'm so special. But no, it was, on sale, and I thought, hey, look at that, mac and cheese, might as well take it to Latvia and, try it out. I did try it out, and it was like, boxed foods are always kinda meh at the most. But anyways, I thought if I'm gonna make mac and cheese, I might as well make a video and use the freshest ingredients that I can find. Well, fresher, I suppose. There's like only, like 3 ingredients, like macaroni, the cheese, butter, and of course the milk. And, it's like fresh as they come. But yes, sure. Anyways, let's introduce you to the ingredients that I'm gonna use today, and we'll see how our mac and cheese that I'm gonna make for the first time in my life, well, the fresh one, is gonna work out. So yeah, let's go. And there we go, just a few simple ingredients that we're gonna use. The first one is gonna be the star of the dish, of course, the cheese. I didn't have any like American craft cheese or whatever cheese they like to use that, but I got this from my workplace. It's the red cheddar cheese. Why is it red? Well, you see, the cows were fed. You know what, fuck that. It's just food coloring. There's nothing much special about it anyways. It's just red food coloring, and I thought, why? Because it's red. So yeah, the next one we're gonna use is some few sticks of butter, of course. A bit of milk, not the whole thing, but it's like whatever. Of course, macaroni. I got some leftover of these penne rigate. And of course I got some bacon left over here as well. I'm not sure where I'm gonna use it, but I thought might as well just maybe cut up them in little pieces and add them at the end of the mac and cheese when I stopped mixing all the ingredients together. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish ingredients, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and this one's for me. Yeah, Daddy needs his energy drinks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, first things up, I'm gonna boil up the macaronis, and then we're gonna get to the other ones. So, time skip, and let's get to it. Well, alright, here we go. Our macaronis here are more than boiled enough. Now we just have to rinse them off from the water. Not rinse, but grate them or whatever. Go. Let's just get rid of all that excess water that's got in here. I also cooked off little bacon bits here as well. Because, I thought Americans mac and cheese, never enough bacon, eh? So we'll just put that bad boy here as well. Let's clean off this here. and started putting in the butter, the milk, and slowly but surely we will, how do you say, melt them off. I'm gonna put this on boil, but on a little heat, so the milk and the butter doesn't cook but melt off quite evenly. We don't want to like completely, just burn the whole thing. First in the butter. 4 sticks of butter I think should be more than enough, I believe, for like a normal portion. Yeah, there we go. Let's put on a bit more heat. 1000 degrees should be more than enough. Yeah, there we go. Nicely and surely it is melting. We'll add just a bit more milk here as well. Not sure how much milk you need to add in, but not too much, I believe. So it doesn't taste too milky, I suppose. I'm not sure if that's even the word. There we go. As you can see, it's melting quite nicely and evenly. So, I believe we should, let me just adjust the camera here. We'll add the macaroni here as well. There we go. Let's put the whole bad boy in. Mix it up all real nice here with the butter and the milk. And of course, add the star dish, the cheese. Let's dump it all in, baby. And surely just mix the whole bad boy. Yeah, you can hear the sound. That's what good pussy sounds like. Ooh, yeah, that looks nice. I believe we are doing it. Maybe a little bit more milk. Just a bit. Not too much. Oh man, look at all that cheese. God damn, boy. That's a lot of cheese. Nicely done. Let's turn up the heat a little bit more. Add in the bacon bits. Now that's what I call homemade mac and cheese. Latvian American edition. Well, I believe it's more than done, I believe. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be this sticky. I mean, normally you have to like add the, the American cheese, because, it's much more different. The plastic one, the best one that they always call one. But unfortunately we don't have any in our country, or at least not that I am aware of, so I have to make do. Cheddar cheese should be more than enough, I hope. But yes, there you go, the end result. Mac and cheese with red cheddar and bacon bits. Looks good enough. Now we just need to portion this bad boy. And here we go, done. Quite simple, quite easy enough to make, with just a few ingredients. Our delicious mac and cheese with bacon bits. Ooh! Well, let's try it out, how good it tastes. Really nice. I thought of adding a little bit more salt, but because of the bacon and the cheese, there's almost no need. I mean, you could add some cayenne peppers if you want to feel like a spicy boy. Maybe some, I don't know, extra salt as well. Maybe it could do with a little bit more salt, but it's like totally fine. Overall, it's pretty damn tasty. Really awesome tasting. Oh man, can't stop eating. God damn, this is fucking amazing. I love it. So, overall, the score, 10 out of 10. A huge success. Latvian trying out mac and cheese for the first time. Huge success. I love it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe as much as I did. For those who never knew how to make one, well, now you do. And for those who knew how to make it and just wanted to see how I would do, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I hope I did it as closely as I could. If you guys have any advice, maybe I should try different kinds of versions of mac and cheese, feel free to leave the comments down below. But yeah, overall, job well done. And let's move on to the main event, the react videos, and finally the ending. So, see you guys later on. Peace out. Alright, let's finally check out this video. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's been I don't know, weeks, months before my last react video. I made one about the Alexander video. If you guys want to check it out in the videos, you can do that easily. It has only 32 views or so, but you know, it is what it is. But yes, I'm trying to remember the last time I checked out one of the sets videos. I always keep them for special occasions because, you know, I make less and less react videos these days, because mostly, not because I don't have time, but you know, I just don't want to be like a one-trick pony. I want to mostly just make gameplay videos because I find them mostly fun for myself personally, but you know, on and off time I will sometimes do these videos as well, with the cooking videos in the mix as well, you know, to make my own kind of, you know, shtick or whatever. But yeah, let's just jump into it and see what the new video is. I mean, 2 million views. Hot damn, that's impressive actually.
Hey people, epilepsy warning. I'm serious. You have about 3 seconds.
Oh no, please stop. Hey, sad people here. Just a reminder, as always. Oh shit. Yeah, that fucking hurts my eyes already.
Now that all the epileptics are either dead or convulsing, let's have a pleasant time. Highfleet is self-described as a fleet carrier sim, programmed entirely inside an ice fishing shack by a single Russian man. Personally, I describe...
Impressive. It's like all these indie games are always made by only one Russian dude, but you know, it is what it is. It's impressive, I'll tell you that.
But as an immersive trauma sim, because the hardest part isn't the combat, it's staying calm when all your senses are drowned out by the scream of gunfire. The game takes place on the...
And of course the flashing lights as well, just... I mean, 35 seconds in already my fucking eyes hurt. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Battle Sector as well.
Desert planet of Kazakhstan. After a messy political revolution, rebel forces have taken over. You play as Grand
shouldn't have increased those gasoline prices.
Russian Emperor himself, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. attempting to restore order. Unfortunately, our forces to the south got glassed by thermonuclear.
I mean, they elected the guy to be the president for life. I mean, by this point, he is the new Tsar.
warheads, so you could say it's not going too well. Our last-ditch effort is to push north towards the rebel-controlled city of Khiva. Our objective, a plutonium reactor the size of the city, responsible for the vast majority of power generation across the planet. The hope is, once we capture it, the enemy will have to surrender, or at least negotiate a truce. However, you're vastly outnumbered, outgunned, and flat-out broke. But first, let's get to the controls.
What you gonna do?
Your word of the day, skeuomorphism. Every part of the UI looks like the real-world equivalent of what it's meant to represent.
Jesus Christ, this is gonna be the UI. I mean, look at all this shit. I mean, you got stuff here, you got stuff there. It really reminds me of those old early 2000s and maybe some 90s games. Oh yeah, Fallout 1. It really reminds me of Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 and some other RPG games that have these ridiculous UIs. You have all these buttons and whatever, and it took you at least half a day until you figured out what this button does and what it does, because the combat fucking sucked ass.
On the map, you're looking top-down from the cockpit, which is crammed with whatever communications devices you've got installed. This may look overwhelming, but compared to an actual Soviet cockpit, it's comparatively simple. Generally, if you make visual contact, it's already too late. The enemy has already spotted our chemtrail, so there's no point acting innocent, which is why we use all of this shit. At the top left,
what is this shit?
Reliable, accurate, and high resolution. The radar, also known as the overpriced radar, has a range of 700 kilometers. Check this out. Not only does it locate, but if I make contact, mark it on the map, and maintain course for exactly an hour, I can mark the new position, take a ruler between the 2 points, and find out the velocity and bearing of a signal. But you have to send radio signal to receive it, which means if you see them, they can definitely see you. So,
damn. This reminds me of my time in the army, where they taught us about cartography, using the the compass and the maps and rulers and the coordinates. It was just I mean, at first it was a little bit confusing, but if you're not complete lobotomite who doesn't know anything about mathematics, basic stuff like that, it's quite actually easy. But yeah,
sometimes the best option is to turn it off and start panicking.
Signature detected.
Unfortunately, this sound means our infrared search and track system is working correctly. What does this mean? It means there's a ballistic missile coming towards us, and since infrared is low range at 300 kilometers, it also means brace yourself.
Shit.
In contrast, electronic intelligence, or ELINT, works off passive radar emission, so it's undetectable, long range, and looks like a fucking pretend phone for kids. It's very intuitive. I look at it, see the flashing red light which says alert, danger close, and I look away, trying to guess whatever the hell that means. Then there is the
danger close means if it explodes, it's just gonna annihilate anything that's in a, let's say, the approximate radius of the explosion site. So yeah, whenever you are in the army and they say, yeah, we need coordinates, drop bombs on this place, and they're saying, what? No, you moron, that's danger close, we can't do that. What does that mean? That means if we're gonna drop bombs on the enemy position, it's gonna take you out as well in the blast radius, dumbass.
Radar jammer. You can click it for stress relief, because it doesn't do anything. Imagine getting shot dead in the street, an experience that many Americans can relate to. But as the bullet approaches, you can briefly become invisible. This amazing ability allows you to sneak away from the approaching bullet. However, the only problem is that bullets are
rusty because he does
Finally,
bullets.
You've got the radio, which intercepts radio transmission in real time. You'll have to dial in the correct frequency to the signal and get a bearing on its direction. You only get a short window of time to do this before you lose the transmission, even if you get it.
Yeah, it reminds me of using the army walkie-talkies. Get on this frequency, press the 3-button combination, and you're good to go.
Surprise!
Yeah, cool.
It's usually encrypted. Even if you decrypt it, surprise, it's literally a trucker asking for gas. Every single time. The tactical knowledge of where every trucker stops to urinate is vital to the success of your campaign. There's also some other keys to the top right. Those are buttons to commit war crimes. And if you flick the switch, you can control the number of atrocities you'd like to commit. Finally, I can actually talk about the game. In this game, game, modern warfare has done away with tanks and aviation. Instead, we fly gigantic 30,000-ton blocks of steel, which guzzle 2,000 cubic tons of pressurized methane every 1,000 kilometers.
That's not that bad.
Carbon emission rating between who cares and it's probably gonna get warmer. Every ship is unique and complementary to the rest of your fleet, which you pick at the start of a campaign. Every ship piece is modular, which can be swapped out and modified as you see fit. There's no safety or hand-holding, so by all means.
So it is almost like Battle Sector, but I don't remember when I played the game. Like I bought some ships, but I didn't really get too much into like the whole not Battle Sector, Subsector. I almost forgot. It was just crazy game. I don't know why Seth recommended it. I just couldn't play it. Like if you saw one of my videos where I streamed it, most of the time I just got stuck in fucking cold, dark, empty space because I ran out of fuel. But yeah, I didn't really get too much into like ship building and customization, but it was what it is.
Detach the bridge from your flagship, tumble to your death, and lose the game. But if you can resist the urge of destroying or selling your flagship, we should get moving, because it's only a matter of time before some Soviet babushka alerts the authorities. So start your engines and pick a destination. Whatever your choice, expect heavy resistance. To make matters more complicated, you can't just send your flagship, because it's a fat, heavy piece of shit that tops out at 90 kilometers an hour. Why is this an issue? Because the enemy...
The explosion, like, the effects at least look kind of cool. You know, looks very nice. Actually, when was the game released? The Z has... No, doesn't. I'm not sure when it was released. Whatever.
Raise the alarm and send every strike fleet to our location. Pro tip, if you start hearing this music, you're already dead. Which is why I usually just dismantle my flagship into a 2x2 cardboard box and fly it into the desert. I can't lose if I can't be found. So instead, we send a strike group ahead of the main fleet to kill everyone before they can scream for help. Combat is very simple. You take your diazepam, stare at the drywall for 10 minutes, and return to the PC. Then watch as you get locked on by 3 different ships. It's a trial by fire, but eventually you'll get the hang of it. Typically, you fill your magazine, unload on the enemy, and try to live long enough to reload. And yes, you always fight 1v3. Get used to it. And yes, depending on the weather and time of day, you're going to see a lot of rain. Conversely, you're not going to see much else. Think of every ship in this game as a crab. Punch through its exoskeleton, and there's nothing but soft, tender flesh. The slightest crack in its armor, the slightest puncture in its crussy, and you'll devour the whole thing. There's a structural diagram of whatever ship you're targeting on the bottom right. You can use this to figure out the weak points of any high-altitude crustacean. Fun fact, pressurized methane is very explosive. Locate their fuel tanks, set them on fire, and the chain reaction will usually blow the whole ship. Do you need to know anything else? No. Is there long-term health consequences to flying a ship that knocks out the pilot each time I make a turn? Yeah, probably. But afterwards, there's a lot of burning debris and human bodies that you have to mop up before we can properly land. You're on a limited timer, and you can't save everything, or everyone, because the game will automatically try to save crew members trapped inside the debris. However, those aren't mine. I should know, because I don't build evac pods on my ships. Think about it. The Titanic would have never crashed if it had no life vessels. If the passengers had no option for retreat, they'd plug the hole with their bloated carcasses and save the day. So instead, I switched to manual and write off those casualties as fatalities. First, we secure the fuel and munitions, because if they burn, they explode, taking our payday.
Also, just a reminder that fucking floating debris had a place for 2 people, so yeah. Fuck that bitch.
Along with it. Then check your options. Crew quarters contain souvenirs for recruiting potential allies. Captain's quarters contains clues to the location of aforementioned allies. Useful, but not essential. Radio room gives a piece of a current encryption key. Absolutely, totally, and completely worthless. If you know a single keyword, you can decrypt the entire transmission. That leaves us with the only thing that actually matters. Spare parts we can strip down and sell for money. Gun parts, missiles, radars, aircraft, whatever it is, it's worth a lot of cash back in town. If they got that money symbol, it's time to harvest as quickly as possible. Sometimes there's a hazard warning, which means a 50% chance of horrific accident if you don't put on protective gear. But That takes time, and I don't have a lot of time, but I do have a lot of expendable, replaceable human beings. You know what they say? You can't cook an omelet without breaking health and safety. After your profitable cleanup, you can open the hatch. Welcome to town. It's a fucking dump, but sometimes it rains. It's the only moment of serene tranquility you'll ever get in this game. Usually, there's a random event which influences the worldview and politics of your crew depending on how you respond. For example, your men start taking slaves from the captured enemy captives. What do you do? Option 1, slavery bad, no slavery. Option 2, slavery good. Receive 5,000 credits. Option 3, slavery good, but not efficient. Assign a slavery officer to oversee and optimize slavery. Receive 10,000 credits.
Hey, that's even better.
Some are straight up better. At some point in the game, rising nuclear ash keeps dropping the temperature. Your general tells you the men are freezing to death, suggesting that you keep the car engine running and burn a small amount of fuel even if you're currently parked. If you agree, temporary plus free morale bonus to all of your men, and a permanent drain on fuel supply for the rest of the game. If you say no, absolutely nothing happens. It's never brought up again. Worldview is used for skill checks along the story and for charismatic negotiation with Tarkans, former Russian generals who are currently in hiding from rebel forces. Appeal to their sense of morality, give them a nice Funko Pop, and they just might join your campaign so that I can...
I like those fucking little models, almost like a mix between Dune and fucking Mad Max.
Immediately sell their ship for market value. This involves giving a speech, the effect of which is specific to each character's sensibilities. Mainly, I just rant about how much I fucking hate the poor and how much money we're gonna make after we after we shove the gun barrel of democracy down the collective throats of a current government. My impassioned speech is often very convincing. Tarkans are valuable assets, which can be called up during the campaign to ask for a small loan of 10,000, repeatedly until they no longer pick up. A city is effectively a gas station. We drop into the Gazprom depot to get scammed by shitty gas prices by some dude wearing a sack. Every gas station also comes equipped with a shipworks for ship installation and repair.
Just like in the real life, the Belarusians are gonna cut off our gas. Don't worry, we got the back channels.
You can do this undocked at low speed, but for serious repairs, you're gonna have to manually land the ship. Welcome to parking, the quickest and most frequent cause of a game over.
Jesus Christ.
Much like jumping down a flight of stairs without legs, do not attempt to do this without landing gear. And remember to park your flagship responsibly. Sometimes it'll count balancing off a cliff as a completely valid parking spot. You'll return to the town screen only to see your flagship tumble and crash into the abyss. Also, for some reason, after parking your ship, you can still control it. You might think it's a bug, but it's never been fixed, so I suspect it's working as intended. Moving on, every gas station has an in-store self-checkout to legally purchase special munitions to be used against the same government that sold it to me. Compatibility depends on weapon caliber. For reference, the smallest caliber in this game is a 37mm machine gun. This goes up to 180mm, which is the size of your average artillery. And there's no option for weapon groups, so typically we fire every single gun at the same time.
That doesn't seem very
as far as I care,
fair.
There's only two types of ammo: armor piercing and proximity fuse. The former for cutting up ships, and the latter for chopping up aircraft. The rest is a complete meme. Incendiary starts fires, which implies that 2,000 cubic tons of burning methane just wasn't enough. And laser guided lets you do this. Honestly, I really do like it, but when I remember that I'm effectively shooting money, my brow begins to sweat and I start to feel nauseous. Besides that,
I remember when I was first time joining the army, they had like a little PowerPoint presentation where they were telling us about what was it, the new Stinger missiles or the anti-tank missiles that we got from like Americans or something like that, and they were training up the National Guard with them, and they said one missile costs about 500 euros or so, and I just was taking down the notes and just blurted out, not knowingly. I didn't know I was talking out loud. I was just saying Just like the minimum wage in Latvia. Everybody just started laughing, instructor included, and I'm like, oh shit, did I say that out loud? I mean, it's kind of true.
There's a bunch of bombs, missiles, and rockets you can use to airstrike the enemy before they can even start their engines. With that out of the way, you should remember that any military campaign is largely financial, and that the most beautiful phrase in the Russian language is «Дай мне твои деньги». Пожалуйста. We are going to intercept trade
Нет,
convoys,
я тебе
murder their
ничего не
escort,
даю.
and capture
Иди
the trade
нафиг.
ships so we can hold them for ransom. Because we're the good guys. God is with us on this campaign, and thus piracy
That's
is
right.
absolutely ethical, encouraged, and the best way of making money, hands down.
What do you mean illegal occupation? Those people signed the referendum. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Trump.
Besides selling ballistic nuclear weapons on the open market. Speaking of ballistic nuclear weapons, why haven't we used them yet? Because, as
why?
your general puts it, once the genie's out of a bottle, it's never going back inside. But I'm okay with that, because I only have
What
one
does that
wish to
even
make.
mean?
I wish for a nuclear winter.
Ah. Uh-oh. Nice. Sweet.
The death of one is a tragedy,
Uh-oh.
but the death of millions is a good start. However, in retrospect, this wasn't the best idea. You see,
Why
we
not?
didn't use them because we couldn't. We didn't use them because they have more than us. Considerably more. And right now, they're heading towards us. So, word of advice, they won't touch the button as long as you don't. You can start the nuclear war, but they're going to finish it.
Oh shit. Fuck. Yeah, damn, that sucks.
Finally, if you actually want to win the game, pre-built ships aren't good enough. You have to make your own. You do this by clicking
modifying.
shipwork in the main menu. Unfortunately, the latest patch has removed the background sound effects because somebody kept complaining. Luckily, I still have my old copy, so I can still tune in to the soothing ASMR of a Middle Eastern repair shop. Here's some of the projects I made after stealing and taking credit for them from a friend. The Lost, the Brick, the Cock and Ball Accelerator, which generates torque directly from the phallus. The Death Star of David, work in progress. The Windmill Explosion for the Jesse, the Fly Swatter, also known as the Make Shit Crash, because enemies will desperately try to avoid mid-air collision, which instead makes them crash into the ground. The When you run out of ammo, you become the ammo. Why did I make this? And many more. Eventually, I realized that armor plates are functionally no different to reinforced hull pieces, except they weigh 3 times as much. So I made this abomination. It can take out every strike fleet in the game back to back with no brakes. You can literally sit in the first town, wait until Grandma calls the Gestapo, and watch as the entire rebel military explode in front of me. I love this game, which brings me to my main critique.
my fucking guts.
And I want more. It's like a slice of cake that I want, but I can't have, because I can't legally imprison the developer until he bakes the aforementioned cake. Unless I somehow invite him on false.
Jesus Christ, hold on, give me a second. Oh fuck, I just fucking felt a fucking rib puncture by my gut. Holy shit. Okay, I'm good. Fuck's sake.
Pretenses.
I'm good.
His passport and cuff him to the work table. Hypothetically, of course. Also, if you're worried about epilepsy, just know that modern copies of the game have been sanitized for your delicate eyes. You can set your preference in the options menu. Thanks to all the seizure complaints, Glitch High is now just a bunch of fuzzy lines. But on release, Glitch High was the equivalent of burning out your cornea with a radioactive lens flare. It was actually even funnier because the options used to be flipped. So you'd set it to glitch low, which would actually be glitch high, and very soon, both your retinas would cease to function and die. If you're interested, you can grab a copy on Steam. Retinas would cease to function and die. If you're
Release date 21. Oh, actually, it's a very new game. Alright.
Interested? You can grab a copy on Steam, or you can physically steal it by cutting the fiberglass cables outside your house and intercepting the individual packets of light. As always, more content to come. Hopefully, more often, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Fuck's sake. Nice. Oh, beautiful. Look at this beautiful montage. Oh man, another beautiful video by Seth. Truly enjoyed it. We'll see what next game he makes. I think I saw him playing, what was it? The Pathfinder game, the Wrath of the Righteous, because I could recognize one of the companions there, definitely. So probably, maybe he's gonna make a review about that, so I'm looking forward to that one. But yes, great video as once more. Hope you guys enjoyed this react video or whatever. As well as, I hope you guys watch it more for my cooking videos, because I really try to my best is best to make all these delicious foods for you. But yes, anyways, great video as always. Enjoyed it. Stay tuned for things to come. I don't know, maybe next year. I'm just kidding, or am I? Who knows? Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Bye.